السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا وسهلا. Welcome guys. My name is Dr. Zaman. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Right, so I've got my tea over here. You can see the smoke. You see the smoke coming out from the tea. That's the tea from the smoke. And also I've got the lights on in the background, as you can see. Also got this little thing over here which I need to hide. And there you have it, guys. So another Friday. My name is Yakat Zaman. This is my YouTube channel, Roots of Knowledge. If you guys are not familiar with the channel, check out the videos that I make. There is most likely going to be something in there that will tickle your fancy or you'll enjoy. So this week has been a very nice week. I've been a bit chilled out because I've had the morning off. So the mornings have been off from teaching. Evenings I've been teaching. And besides that, the usual evening routine has been going on. I've actually put new videos up this week as well. So Monday put up the second half of Surah Bayyinah. Tuesday put up Hadith about company. So Wednesday did Diwan Ali radiallahu anhu. Thursday did Quduri. Yesterday was Quduri, right? And today is Friday. Today is this live stream today. So what's the latest? What kind of latest gadgets have I actually got this time? So I've actually got. So this is my iPad. I don't know if you guys are familiar with my iPad. So I did buy an iPad, or I actually got this before. Yeah, it was actually gifted to me, and so this iPad has been very, very useful. Now I don't know if you guys teach or not, but definitely, I think technology is very, very important when it comes to teaching, because you want to be able to utilize the best technology for the viewers in order for them to be able to learn quicker as well. Yeah, so sometimes what happens is we might be using old methods, but sometimes there might be a more enhanced method of teaching, or there might be a more productive way of maybe delivering something, like by using drawings, visual aids, and being able to send the students the image as well, the whiteboard, the background. That's also something very important, I think, as well. So I always have this is my sort of like rule. Any technology that is going to enhance the experience of the student, is going to make the students learn faster, learn better, and make the lesson more wholesome, I would definitely encourage it. So that goes for whether it's using this like an iPad. Like, for example, let me show you the iPad I use. I'll show you the kind of things. I don't know if actually, am I able to share? Yeah, let's see if I'm able to share with you guys the screen. So, okay, how do I do this? So if I actually share this with you, I'll show you guys how I use my iPad. 1 second. How do I do this? Yes, all right. See. Okay, so give me a sec. Yeah, I just want to show you guys how I do this. Right, there you go. Okay, just give me a second, guys. I just want to quickly show you guys. Okay, copy to there. Paste. Let's see if it comes up. Okay. Yeah, so let me just put in LZ2. All right. How do I cancel this? Okay. Sound is coming through. Okay, so still hearing it, yeah? Yeah, I don't know why the sound is. I have muted this. Okay, anyway, I thought I could share this, but looks like I can't. Yeah, looks like I can't share it. Anyway, if I figure out a way of how to share in the screens, I can show you guys, inshallah. I'll show you guys how I use my my iPad anyway. Right, so Danish Muhammad wa alaikum assalam. Allah, I'm very well, thank you very much. How to do research on a topic from Quran and Sunnah. So, have you studied Arabic? I mean, if you haven't studied Arabic, then I probably wouldn't suggest you do research on Quran and Sunnah. But if you study Arabic, then definitely what I would suggest is you take a topic, you collect as many of the ayats as you can related to that topic, and then you go to Hadith, you collect as many as you can, and then you start to put them together in a specific theme that you're looking for. Yeah, so let's say your topic is to do with taqwa, you're going to put down the ayats to do with taqwa, Hadith to do with taqwa, and that's how you're going to go. Okay, I forgot actually, Instagram as well. Yeah, so I mean, people who don't know Arabic, I wouldn't encourage them to do Quran and Hadith research because you're gonna make mistakes, and you don't want to make mistakes with Allah's Deen. That's the main kind of thing. Okay, let me just go on to Q&A, Instagram, Friday. Sarah, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan, welcome. Let me just plug this in. Ahlan wa sahlan, welcome, hope you're well. Qasim Hussein, wa alaikum assalam. What's the ruling of photography videos, and also what's the ruling of wearing a topi during Salah? So, the ruling of photography, and because this photography wasn't there in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, we do have a ruling regarding drawing images or making sculptures. So some of the early scholars, they said that drawing a picture is okay, but making a sculpture is not okay, making a 3D sculpture. And other scholars say no, making any type of image is not allowed in the beginning of Islam. Later on, some of the scholars said, what is the reason for this? So some of them took the reason as being this is going to lead to people doing shirk. So if there's a strong possibility of people doing shirk, then it's banned, prohibited. And others say if there is no strong possibility, then they say it's allowed. So that's why you have difference of opinion about scholars with regards to images. And then nowadays, photography, or in modern day, digital images. So there's an ikhtilaf amongst the scholars about this. I would say I take the position that it's permissible to do that in today's times, because there is no like shirk, and it's a very widespread practice which isn't something which is like categorical in its meaning, like the prohibition of pork and wine. Categorical pork and wine is not allowed, absolutely. Even if everyone does it, still not allowed. But photography, because there is an ikhtilaf of the reason for this, that's why there's a difference. And wearing a topi for men, covering your head. So this is based upon the ruling of where would you walk outside without your head covered. So if you're okay to walk outside without your head covered, then you don't have to wear it. SA, wa alaikum assalam, Joe Mubarak to you as well. How's your day going so far? Excellent, mashallah. My day is very good, alhamdulillah. Enjoying it today, having a very nice time, chilling out. Yeah, Friday, nice. I didn't have teaching this morning, but I've got teaching later on. So I've been enjoying that. That's I hope you're well. How is your Jummah as well, SA? Muhammad Hussein, wa alaikum assalam, mashallah. Dear Sheikh or Lala, ki ale? Mashallah. My brother Muhammad Hussein, ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome, welcome, my brother. Muhammad Mullah, wa alaikum assalam, Hisab. How are you? I'm very good, my brother. You, there are more yous in your you than there are in a normal you. So that means you're very happy today. Are you off today? Was this week your holiday, half term, and you're back on Monday? Muhammad Hussein, Rami weather. Yeah, nice weather today, mashallah. Hamza Ravani, ahlan wa sahlan. Ustad, here you live. Yes, I am alive. Oh, sorry, I'm live. Yeah. Muhammad Peri, wa alaikum assalam. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome, welcome. People on Instagram, welcome to all of you guys as well. Ahlan wa sahlan, ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome. And Kashif, wa alaikum assalam. What does the Imam say in the sitting between the two khutbahs on Jummah? He doesn't say anything. There's nothing specific to be said. But I mean, there's you can say du'as in that time, or read ayats in that time. It's up to you, or do some dhikr. But there's nothing specified. Muhammad, you know me too well, Hisab. I've been off the entire week. No wonder you're so happy. How's your health now? Have you fully recovered? Rahim, ahlan wa sahlan, wa alaikum assalam wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan. Allahumma barik and jazakallah khair. Thank you very much, my brother Rahim. What's the ruling on touching the feet and giving salam? Many of our culture follow Hindu tradition. So, touching of the feet, as long as a person does not believe this to be part of Islam, like they don't believe the touching of the feet is part of Islam, and it's not categorically something which is associated with worship, then it's fine. Yeah, just like for example, a person might wave at someone, or a person might touch their heart or so when they see someone, or anything of that matter, then it's just considered to be a practice which is generally associated to respect. Right. So I wouldn't see a problem with that, as long as a person, like I said, does not believe it to be part of Islam. If they believe it to be part of Islam, that's where the problem arises. Or if it's something which is categorically something, a practice of act of worship, they're not allowed. I mean, where you live? I live in the UK, my brother. UK, Birmingham, UK. Also, I'm happy to be in your virtual company as always. MashaAllah. Virtual company. Wa alaikum assalam. Ashraf, ahlan wa sahlan on Instagram. Ahlan wa sahlan. Muhammad, autumn must be upon you guys in the Midlands. Yes. So autumn has started in the garden. The plants and the trees are starting to go orange and yellow and red and whitish. Yep, that time has come in the year. You guys call it fall, don't you? Fall season. Right. Muhammad Hussein, enjoying the Rami day, my dear. Alhamdulillah, my brother. I'm enjoying it very well. All or nothing, Sheikh. I read that if one is unable to use water for wudu, it's considered Adam al wujud. So if I'm on the motorway and I'm not able to do wudu, do I do tayammum? So basically, they say if you're on the motorway or anywhere and you know that within 1 mile distance there's no easy access for water for you, then you can do tayammum. But if you know that within a 1 mile distance there is easy access of water, then you have to do wudu. Alhamdulillah, fully recovered. I came to Birmingham last Friday for a couple of days in which I felt a bit ill. Oh, Birmingham makes people ill. Yes, I admit that. I think there's something in the water. Yes, I'm 100% agree with you now. Yamna, ahlan wa sahlan, wa alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan. Is the nikah valid if someone identifies as Muslim for legal purposes but openly admits to kufr, ex-Muslim Qadiani? So that marriage will not be valid. As in, if a person is known, if there's proof that this person openly has declared themselves as not Muslim, even though for document purposes they've identified as Muslim, then we don't assume them to be Muslim. Like Qadianis are not Muslims, ex-Muslims, etc. They're not Muslims. Ahmad R. And so the marriage will not be valid. Ahmad R. Wa alaikum assalam. What's the ruling on giving a khutbah in Arabic with English mix? I would say it's permissible. Does it have to only be in Arabic? So there's nothing from Abu Hanifa or his student. In fact, Abu Hanifa actually allows khutbah to be done in the local language. Just like there's a view of his with regards to reading the adhan in your local language as well. So it's permissible. And likewise, one view of his in the earlier of his life where he allowed reciting the Quran in salat in your own language as well. So I wouldn't see a problem in that. There are some scholars who are quite strict on this issue and they say no, it has to be in Arabic. Um, Umran Ali wa alaikum assalam. Hope you're well. Very good. Thank you very much, my brother. Hyderabadi Sahib. Kya hal hai? Why am Nawaji joining us today? Ahlan wa sahlan. India. This is Indian. Indians are welcome here. UK people are welcome here. By the way, Rishi Sunak, who is, I don't know, is he from India? Yeah, has become the Prime Minister of the UK. Rahim, is it permissible to move the left hand in Salah when in Qiyam? Yes, you can move it if there's a need for it. If there's a need to move the left hand, you can move it. Like you need to get something from your pocket, like clean your nose, tissue, then you can move it. Where in Kitabul Wakala and fourth juz of Jalai Allah Akbar. MashaAllah. May Allah put barakah in your time and your efforts and your hard work and make you a khadim of the deen in the future, inshallah. Right. So, Sheikh, is drawing portrait is haram? There's ikhtilaf on this issue. Yeah, there's ikhtilaf on this issue about drawing portraits. That's why you'll see, like in the past, a lot of these Ottomans leaders, they had portraits drawn of them, painted of them. So there were some people who actually did say that the prohibition the Prophet ﷺ has given about making pictures is those types of pictures which are most likely going to be worshipped. Yeah, because the people just came out of shirk, so he wanted to abolish that. That's why they allowed. But I would say people should avoid this, should not do this. As for taking pictures, because this is something very common and this is something which is widespread and the technology and all that, then I would say that there is permissibility for that. Yeah. Although someone obviously can argue, if you're allowing the pictures, like if someone's allowing pictures to be taken, but then doesn't allow painting, what's the difference? It's just that one is just digital and the other one is just done by hand. So it makes sense that why is there a difference between the two? But the reason I'm saying this is just to kind of be on the cautious side. Yeah, just to be on the cautious side. So you're acting upon the hadith in some way that was understood by many of the early scholars. Can a husband and wife pray side by side? Yes, they can. Or does she have to stand behind him? Yes, they can pray side by side if they are praying separate salats. But if they are praying in congregation, like jama'ah, then she has to stand at least her feet behind his feet. Muhammad Prairie, ahlan wa sahlan, welcome, my brother. Muhammad, ahlan wa sahlan, Muhammad to you as well. Wa alaikum assalam, my brother Muhammad, ahlan wa sahlan. What's happening with the car? Any updates on the car? Birmingham can never give ill feelings to anyone. The vibe, the accent, it's a cure to all illnesses. Oh yes, that is what I want to hear today. Right, so the Birmingham accent, it gives cure to illnesses. Obviously, not in the shirk way. Allah is the one that cures everything. But it soothes the ears, yeah? So if you guys agree with me that the Birmingham accent, it soothes your ears, then put it in the comments below. Yeah. Muhammad Mullah, for the hadith which states how we shouldn't remind others about the favors we have done for them, are we allowed to do so if someone claims that you haven't done? Yes, in that case you can. The purpose of the hadith is that you should not try to, like for no reason, you should not try to show your kindness to other people for no reason, like just to kind of make yourself feel more superior to them and make them feel bad about themselves. That's the prohibition. But if you were to kind of like, just say to someone that, look, didn't I do this for you? Didn't I help you with this? That's allowed, because that is trying to make them acknowledge this. So it's okay. UK changing PMs. Allahu Akbar. Turning UK brown. Yeah, that's it now. Curry prices are going to be going up. Why is the hukum of qasr wajib? What is the dalil? So the Hanafis basically say that the Prophet ﷺ has never ever in his life, from our records, ever prayed safar salat except qasr. Like he's never ever found this. And because in the Quran, it's mentioned about laysa alaykum junahun an taqsuru min as-salat. The other madhab say that there's no amr over here, so there's no obligation. But we say because the Prophet always prayed qasr and he told the people to shorten their prayers as well. That's what we say seems to indicate towards wujub, obligation. Yeah. So there's a chapter of this in Tirmidhi, and there's like a hadith of Aisha radiallahu anha where she actually says that the original salat that was prescribed by Allah originally was 2 rakats. So that's why they say that the qasr salat is actually going back to the original salat, which was a 2 rakat salat. Right, Birmingham gave me. If I miss qaida ula, qaidatul ula, yeah, you mean? And I'm on this my third rakat and I realize I missed it, do I sit back down? No, you carry on with your salat and do sajda. They're giving me monies for buying it off me, then I bought it back, so I'm getting what they offered minus the price. Excellent, excellent, well done. Haydar wa alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan, my brother. ahlan wa sahlan, Saqib Masood sahib, kya hal hai mere pyare bhai Stoke on Trent se? Salam ji, ahlan wa sahlan. Muhammad Mullah, curry PC world gonna be selling actual curries. You probably gonna get like a free curry when you buy a PC. Rishi Sunak's top deals. Yeah, Rishi Sunak's to help people with the financial crisis. Yeah, free curry. I led a salah and accidentally read 5 rakats and did the sahu. Do we all need to repeat this salah? So I read a salah and accidentally read 5 rakats. So did you sit? Did you sit at the fourth after the fourth rakat? Did you sit down? Trying to do some kharidatul bahiyya alongside the main study, struggling with time. Yeah. So what I would say is, if you ask me, I would say focus on the books that you're doing at the moment. Focus on them, and then try not to spread yourself too thin and doing a lot of things. Otherwise, later on you'll suffer. Do you have the PDF for locating Sharia? As I tried to download it online and it doesn't allow me. Yes, I have it. So if you send me an email, inshallah, I'll send you. I think, yeah, I think I've got it. Need to complete my admission into the BA fully. It's almost done. We have Urdu Adab, History of India, English and Arabic Adab and translation. Well done. You know what? Inshallah, when I come to India, I want to come and visit your madrasa, because I would love to see the syllabus curriculum that you guys have. Ashraf, is wearing under the Kaab is haram? So you're talking about trousers, Ashraf? Are you talking about having trousers below the ankles? Sunak Salan Special, SSS. That's a good one. No, I didn't. When I was on the fourth, I thought I was on the third. Yeah, so you should repeat the salat again. Yeah. Is it correct to lead the salat? You need a full fist beard? No. That's not a condition in Hanafis. I'll focus on making my Nahu Sarf Sal. Yeah, that's definitely. If you read 5 rakats, is it true the fifth one is counted as nafal? As long as you sat after 4 rakats, you sat down and did tashahud, and then you got up in the fifth one. You'll count as a nafal if you did a sixth one with it, because you can't have 1 rakat nafal. You can only have in pairs nafal. I'm gonna hold you to that, inshallah. A Muslim, ahlan wa sahlan, a Muslim. Sheikh, I'm practicing Muslim and I'm suffering from waswasa Allah and keep wasting a lot of water and time in ghusl, wudu, purification, and najasa every time. Yeah, so unfortunately, guys, this is a problem a lot of people are suffering with. It's not something we should take lightly. Some people find it very difficult to be able to do like the simplest of tasks that many of us take for granted, going to the toilet or doing wudu or just touching things. What I would suggest is anyone who is suffering from waswasa, look, first of all, go to the doctor, speak to your doctor. There might be some treatment they can help you with. Number 2 is you can take the easiest position. Take the easiest position for what you're suffering from. Speak to a scholar that you know, contact him, and he'll give you like the easiest position of things. Right. So the main thing is people who have waswasa, they keep thinking about things. They keep thinking about in their mind, am I clean? Did I do my wudu properly? Did I read my Fatiha properly? And then that's the thing. So you need someone else to keep on convincing you. Once you got someone else there to keep on convincing you, inshallah, you're gonna get over it, inshallah. Hope that helps. Yamna, how should we respond to backbiting or negative comments? Is it necessary to address it, or is it permissible to ignore, change the subject? Yes. What I do is this. What I do is I change the subject. So if someone is, and I've seen like Mufti Muhammad ibn Adam, this is one of the qualities I've seen in him. Whenever there's a gathering and someone starts talking about someone, he'll always say, look, just stop it. Let's talk about something else. He'll change the subject. And I think that is something that sometimes if you know the friends and you can easily say to them, look, guys, why do we need to talk about this for? Let's talk about something else. Just say that. But if you can't do it, just change the subject if you can. I've prayed many salats since then. What are the status of all the ones after the salah I need to repeat? No, you don't have to. Just repeat that one. That's it. Just repeat that one. Joe Biden recently congratulated Rashid. No, I think he said Rashid Sunguk. Sunguk was it Rashid Sunguk becoming the new PM. He's a messed up guy. Americans, where are you guys? Americans, please, yeah, say something about your leader. I'm a traveler and I start my Isha Salah with the intention of 4 rakats. Midway through my Salah, I realize I'm a traveler. Should I continue with 4 or only pray 2? Only 2. Yeah. Is it permissible to do Sajda Sahu at the end of one Taslim after realizing I might have done a mistake? Yes, you can. Certainty is not lifted by doubt. That's what I told someone whose sister was suffering from making wudu repeatedly. Yes, and I've seen this with people as well. Like, you know, the main thing that you need to do is you need to convince the person that what they're doing is okay. Like their wudu is fine. No, they're washing their hands is fine. Their feet are not dirty, or you know, they think that they're touching things and they're spreading germs or spreading najasa. They just need to understand. Once they get over this hurdle, then it becomes easy. Yeah, I remember once, a long, long time ago, I used to actually have some problems with waswasa on certain issues. I had it for several months and it was quite problematic and it was like stressful and people can't understand because you feel embarrassed to tell people about this as well. That, you know, how are you going to tell someone that you spend 40 minutes in the toilet trying to clean yourself? Or how are you going to tell someone that you keep on washing your elbow so many times? Or so, but alhamdulillah, slowly, you know, Allah made it easy for me and I actually got better. But I know a lot of people will suffer from this and they find it hard, definitely. Certainty. I say, anyways, then change topic. That's a good one. I'm gonna have to say that. Says the Sahu at the end. Do you have to read the Shahad again? So there's two opinions about this. There's two opinions. One is the Hanafi position on this is that you give salam, one salam, you do two sajdas, and then you read the whole at-tahiyyat, Allahumma salli, and then dua and then salam. And then the Shafi position, which is basically you give salam, yeah, you give salam, but you don't turn your head. You just say, sorry, you don't give salam. You say Allahu Akbar, do two sajdas, and then you give salam. That's it. So you do the whole sitting, do two sajdas, and give salam. Hanafi say both are jais, but it's just the first one is more preferred. I used to have waswasa bad. Following the easiest opinion helped me so much. Even opinions from other schools, yeah, definitely, and I 100% agree with that. And that's the whole thing. The whole thing is deen is meant to be practicable. That's a word. Easy. It's supposed to be easy to be able to implement in your life. No, I actually got no chocolates today. My chocolate stash has actually finished, so I'm gonna have to get some more chocolate, inshallah. I've got tea. I've got some tea today, guys. Some tea. Right. So, if I accidentally added an extra rakat but haven't done sajda yet, shall I quickly go back? Yes, go back down. What chocolate today? Another thing that helped me with wudu is Abu Yusuf's quote that 2 drops of water is enough for each limb. Excellent. Excellent. That's it. Zainab, alaikum assalam. Ahla wa sahlan. Ahla wa sahlan. Welcome, Zainab. I'm very well. Thank you very much. I hope you're well as well. Enjoying your Jum'ah, your Friday. Haydar Ali, if a person has tiny holes in their trousers that are only visible if you look very closely, and you can only see skin if you look really closely, is that okay? Yes, okay to pray. Yeah, the small holes. Alaikum assalam, Shayma, ahlan wa sahlan, sanga halde, khairiyat de, tabiyatuna de khadi. Hope your Friday is going well. Very well, thank you very much. Alhamdulillah. Hope your Friday is going well. Rahim, so if I do sajda sahu at the end of salah after realizing I have done a mistake, so do taslim and all tashahud again and then taslim. Yes, that's right. If someone's wife has been caught cheating, should they still be encouraged to go for a mediation first rather than direct divorce? Husband wants to divorce. I mean, I'm not a marriage expert, right? I would say definitely ask this to someone who is in that field of 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 mediation. They'll be able to help. Um, but yeah, and possibly the Quran basically says that if the two parties are unable to, consult, so reconcile between themselves, then they should get others involved to help the situation. And if everyone knows it's not going to work, then they separate. Yeah. So if the husband feels as though he can't continue, it's just too much for him, then that's his right to separate. But if she wants to give it another go and she's really repentant, and they go through some mediation, then why not? Yeah. So I'm not an expert, but I'm just saying to you what I'm thinking. If someone is revising at madrasa in a group with classmates, then does that suffice for daily revision, or should they also read? Then that I would say that would suffice. What I would say is this: look, I'm gonna make a series on the madrasa series. Yeah, tips for madrasa, and it's just gonna be about questions that a lot of people ask me regarding studies and how to study and all that kind of stuff. Um, so when it comes to revision, you have to figure out yourself what is the best method for that information to go from paper into your head. That's what you got to figure out, and not just short term but long term. You need to come out with some sort of a routine or some sort of a technique of trying to retain the information. So you got to leave it to yourself now. So you might be good at having group sessions where you can go over the work and it helps you to retain or discuss it even further. So you've gone through the class and now you want to discuss things like a debate way. That's also something I found very powerful. You might want to make flashcards, like you want to summarize the lesson into basic questions with answers at the back, and then you keep all of them, and then just randomly in the weeks or the months coming, you just test yourself, and that can actually be something that can actually help you. So I would say definitely if you do that, or the other method is try to use some sort of like a memorization path in your head that you're using to memorize certain things. So so going over is not the purpose. Remember that going over your work is not the purpose. The purpose is retaining it. So if you can go over something and retain it, excellent. If you can't retain it, even if you've gone over it, you need to find another technique, or you need to go over it again. You need to write it down. One thing I used to do that I was known for in madrasa was summarizing. I used to do a lot of summarizing. So the whole lesson, I would summarize the whole lesson in 2 or 3 lines and have like a notebook with all the summaries of every lesson. So what I would do is I'd go to lesson, and before the lesson, just quickly just skim through the summaries, and then that would make my mind fresh in being able to retain what the teacher's going to say in the new lesson. And students used to copy it from me. There's an app called Notion that I also use as well. Well, I actually been trying it, testing it for last year. I was testing it, then I stopped. Was everything I teach in the day, all the lessons I teach in the day, I just try to, from memory at night time before I go to sleep, I try to just quickly jot down in a few lines the summary of what I taught today, just from my head. And that way I'm strengthening my memory. I'm forcing myself to recall much more. Anyway, that's some of the tips I'm giving you guys. Right, Haider, what is the quote of 2 drops of wudu? What is that quote? Yes, so Imam Abu Yusuf says that as long as you poured water over your limb and at least 2 drops have dropped off your limb, that's counted as washing. Anwar Siddiq, wa alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan. मेरे प्यारे भाई क्या हाल है मेरे हबीब बहुत दिल बहुत खुश हुआ आपका नाम देखने से आपका नाम देखने से मेरा दिल बहुत खुश हुआ क्या हाल है मेरे हबीब Alhamdulillah, I'm very good, thank you very much. Shayma Khan, what happened to your cat? Basically, when I moved houses, then the cat I left behind in my mom's house because I didn't want to kind of bring the cat over. I thought the cat's used to that house over there, and then I feel bad bringing the cat. But inshallah, hopefully, maybe next year I'm gonna get myself a new cat, new kitten. Inshallah, yeah, why not? Or maybe get myself a guard dog. Yeah, Muslims can have guard dogs in it, so I get like a guard dog. One teacher recently said, if you're at a dog lover's house and they would be really offended if you shoo the dog, you can take the Maliki position that dog saliva. I mean, I wouldn't see that as far-fetched. Yeah, it's possible. Alhamdulillah khayyama. Ahlan wa sahlan. Rahim, Jazakallah khair. May Allah, Ameen, Ameen, Jazakallah khair, Rahim. Have a nice, wonderful weekend. I'm going to follow up on backbiting question. If someone says something negative as a passing comment and continues to talk about other things, is it necessary for the one listening to reproach them or what was said? No, no, you don't have to. No. Revision with friends, I find it to be best for me, but I don't have a weekly revision thing. Yeah, I think that's what you need to get yourself. Basically, when it comes to productivity and learning, you need to figure out your own tailored, bespoke method of benefiting. That's the main thing I found from my experience. During Dawra Hadith, does the teacher just go through explaining Hadith and translate, or explain the Sanad? Usually it's just the Hadith and a bit of the Sanad, not really in depth, no. Unless there's some places that do go in depth. I'm wondering if one who hears backbiting is sinful if they don't forbid reproach it. No, they won't, because it's like you're going to hear it everywhere. You can't stop everyone. So what you do is, the method is that if you're with people who are backbiting, you kind of change the subject, you tell them, or you walk away, right? You basically, you don't continue to kind of like indulge in it. You don't want to indulge in these kind of things. That's the idea. According to Imam Malik, prohibition of food is, it's like, for example, online, you might see someone's post who's clearly backbiting someone. You just skim through it, pass through. You don't have to sort of like respond to them. According to Imam Malik, prohibition of food is restricted to Quran only. So dogs aren't haram, but makruh to eat, and the hadith, well, yes. Cross questioning each other every week sounds like a good idea. Yes, that's definitely a very good. So you just kind of like find your sort of like comfort zone in revision. What's your comfort zone in revision where you're going to benefit the most? مختصر المختصر. That's it. I was known as the Mukhtasir. A sister is struggling as her husband shares with her his family problems, but doesn't like it when she shares her opinion. She's struggling to keep quiet and would rather he didn't share, but he wants any advice, please. Again, you know what? I'm not very good at this marriage. Honestly, I'm not very good at this kind of like marriage mediation. I haven't done any training in this at all. So I'll be honest with you guys. And I think people need to have some sort of a training or some sort of like maybe a natural instinct for these things or talent for these things. I don't have any of that, right? I'm a Pathan guy, so I'm just straight to the point. So I would say tell her to contact some family mediators. What you can do is, if you email me, I can give you a number of someone I know who actually is in London and deals with these kind of things, and maybe you should contact them. Yeah, but unfortunately, I am not really kind of the best kind of guy for this. And like I said to you guys, if I'm not good at something, I'll tell you guys. I don't know. Yeah, because I don't want to kind of fool you guys into thinking that I know all sorts of things. Ustad, did you recall any institutions in Karachi that do part-time Alimiya course? You know what? To be honest, I actually totally forgot to ask around. But Jamiat al-Rashid, there's actually a mufti that came to Asofar last week, and they have a 3-year course for degree graduates, but I don't know if it's like part-time in the sense in the evenings like we have. If you remind me in the week, inshallah, I will ask for a friend of mine over there to do a bit of research on it. When we wash out, okay, let me check some questions here. Okay, Ashraf's got a question. Is reaching the imam in the 4th rakat setting to last tashahhud, would it be counted as jama'ah? There's an ikhtilaf in the Hanafis on this masla. The general position is that they won't get the reward of jama'ah, but jama'ah is done. Yeah. So that's the basic position on that. So they don't get the reward of the jama'ah, but the jama'ah would be done. It would be counted as jama'ah, but it's just that they don't attain the full reward of jama'ah. When we wash our face, we take water from hands and put on face, and when we do masa, we do the same. What is the difference as far as... I don't understand your question. So do you mean like what's the difference between washing and wiping? Is it permissible for men to wear any jewelry, e.g. rings, apart from silver? So generally the Hanafis say no. Specifically rings. This is specific to jewelry, okay? Men are not allowed to wear jewelry, according to Hanafis. But if it's an accessory that is not primarily jewelry, like watches, like I've got this watch that's not made from silver, it's made from some other metal, it's allowed. So you can have metal on your body, but as long as it's not for jewelry purposes. When it comes to the ring, that's the only piece of jewelry that many of the later Hanafis allow, and they say that it should only reach the, it should only be made from silver. Bespoke revisions. If a person studies usul hadith in detail and understands the science well, could he technically teach himself Dawra hadith? No, no, because basically Dawra hadith requires like a sanad. The whole point is a sanad, isn't it? That you guarantee that you've taken the whole sciences from someone. Do Pathans drink a lot of pink tea? I don't think so. I mean, they call it Kashmiri tea, so I guess Kashmiris drink a lot of it. Best way to learn Arabic vocabulary and tricks? I would say just read storybooks, kids storybooks. Just read as many as you can, and any hard words, make a note of them. And when they repeat themselves, they'll just retain themselves in your head. Zainab, if people are looking at different evidences in a murder case and coming up with scenarios and speculating and debating on, say, Reddit, would this count as ghiba? Or like you're saying, like in real life, a murder case happened. Yeah, no, it wouldn't be counted as. No, it wouldn't, because it's just speculation. It's just it's just hypothetical. Yeah, I can't say the word. Hypothetical. Salam, ahlan wa sahlan, Sufyan. Welcome. But obviously, if a person accuses someone that he did this and they're innocent, then that would fall under, it's like a sin. Sufyan, alaikum assalam, my brother Sufyan. Ahlan wa sahlan. Kemcho, mere bhai. What's happening? I miss Derby, bro. I missed the nice little snacks in your house, bro. Reading and listening, I guess. Yeah, reading and listening. Can you wear male bracelets as they are no longer exclusive to women now? And if that was the reason for prohibition, is there jawaz? It's like it does make sense that there should be jawaz because it's no longer considered to be like a jewelry, which is like for women, isn't it? But I don't know. I mean, I would rather stick to the position that you should mention and wear these things, because now slowly what's beginning to happen is like it's like blurring the boundaries now between, like, if you see this kind of like celebrities nowadays, loads of these men are wearing earrings and they're wearing chains and they're wearing all these things, and this seems to go into extravagance as well. It's a lot of like extravagance, and generally Muslims should avoid these kind of things, extravagance. Yeah, so jewelry and these kind of things, I personally think that men should just avoid. Yes, a real life murder case. Yeah, so that would be the situation in that case. So again, if it's just hypothetically talking about what it could have been, I don't see a problem with that, as long as they're not accusing, not saying. Just like if a person sees a car accident, they're trying to figure out how did this happen. Which socks would you consider as thick socks for masa? I'm looking for super soft, comfy ones. So anything. So basically, go online and type in any type of sock which is going to be a waterproof sock. If you find any sock that is a waterproof sock, they automatically qualify. Right. So I wouldn't see a problem with any of those. Then besides that, if you get a sock, like this is what the Hanafi say, you get a normal sock, and if you can put leather at the bottom of the sole, so a normal sock, normal reasonably thick sock, not too thin, and you put leather at the bottom of the sole, yeah, stitch it on. You can use those. You can wipe over those, even though the top might not be. Yeah, I wouldn't see a problem with that. Yeah, so this is known as what they call muna'al socks. Muna'al, right? I actually had some that I bought online, and one of the students, I took it to class, and one of the students said, they wanted it, so I gave it to them. But yeah, I mean, those are ones you can make. I'm still looking for like the method of trying to stick leather onto the bottom of socks. If anyone knows any method, right, then please let me know. Right, I'll try to make some myself and maybe even gift it to you guys. Yeah, the LZ socks, LZ Masa socks. Yeah, so normal socks with just a leather patch at the bottom that you can walk on. Yeah, and that will be fine. So the leather can be stuck on, as long as it's stuck onto the bottom. The idea Hanafi say basically is you can walk a long distance in them without them falling down or without them tearing. So a long distance is, they say, 16 farsakh. Yeah, sorry, they say it's 3 miles. Sorry, 3 miles. Yeah, 3 miles. They say 1 farsakh. 1 farsakh. Not 16 farsakh. 16 farsakh is 48 miles. I learned in Sheikh Tabriz's class that it needs to be durable, stay on without tying, and fully cover. No mention of waterproofing. Yeah, some of the Hanafis mention about waterproofing in their works. Yeah, they do. But it's like a, does it really need to be waterproof as long as it's durable or not? And Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If you recite only one long ayah in salah but make a mistake in the ayah, maybe change a word, for example, have you still fulfilled the wajib of recitation? Yes, I would say yes, as long as it's not a major change, which will definitely have a big impact on the meaning. Can I just place the leather sole like an insole into my? No, it has to be on the outside of the sock. It has to be on the outside of the sock. So it's basically, it has to be on the part which is going to come into contact with the earth, with the ground. I have asked this before too. Had a big day. Ahlan wa sahlan, ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome, Instagram guys. Hope you guys, mashallah, Wiggly Mamu. Wiggly Mamu basically is my nickname. My nephew calls me Wiggly Mamu. I'm the Mamu. Yeah, Mamu means like, uncle. And Wiggly, they call me Wiggly Mamu because when he was basically born, he used to wiggle around a lot. So I said, look, I'm not going to call you Noah anymore. I'm going to call you Wiggly. So that name has stuck with me now. So he calls me Wiggly Mamu every time. So that's my name, guys. That he's going to give me when I die in my grave. It's going to be written down there. Yeah. So basically, those socks. If I can find some good leather that you can stick onto the bottom of a sock, I'll try to make some, and then I'll try to show you guys what they're talking about. Yeah. Now, some of the scholars have said that even if you put leather on, the top of the sock has to be relatively really thick. And this was a position held by Mufti Shafi, Mufti Taqi's father. And some of the scholars, like one Hussein Ahmad Madani, he was in the position that as long as the base has a leather, the top of the sock can be just a normal cotton sock. It doesn't have to be very thick. Yeah, so that's basically that. Anyway, guys, right. So Instagram, I'm gonna go off Instagram. If you guys want to continue watching, then you can come on to the YouTube channel, right? So you can come on there and check it out. And take care, guys. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, these guys are gone off now. Friday. All right, so would it be permissible to work as a project manager for a company which makes software specifically to facilitate lending for banks, building societies, other lending providers? I mean, it depends upon exactly what the software is and exactly what the software does. If the software is just a generic type of software that is used by companies, then it would be fine. But if it's specifically supporting, if it's specifically that the software is specifically designed that you can't use it anywhere else, it can just be used in that particular place, then I would say that it should be avoided. Yeah, that designing that software should be avoided because then that's direct support. This was Sahibain would say this. Abu Hanifa rahimahullah would have, I think, would show some permissibility for it. What's for lunch today? So I don't eat lunch. I just eat breakfast and I just eat dinner at night time or evening. Right, I'm gonna eat after this. Yes, I eat about between 4 and 5 o'clock. So and that's it. That's my dinner done for. That's my eating done for the day. Alhamdulillah. So I try not to eat 3 times a day. Yeah. So it helps me being able to be more energetic in the day and less lethargic, sleepy. I don't know. Does anyone else just eat twice a day? So when you wash your face, you take water from the hand and put on the face. How is that different from doing masa? So no. So basically, what you're doing is you're pouring water on your face. So there's water that's pouring. That's what's happening. So it's not just getting wet hands and dabbing your face, wet hands. No, it's actually there is water that is being washed. HM, any book on the miraculous impact of the Quran on Arabs at the time of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? Is there any book that there's quite a few books that are on the miraculous nature of the Quran? Yeah, definitely. There's like I'jaz al-Quran. Yeah, Baqillani, Imam Baqillani, 400 scholar. There's also like recently some books have been written as well, like by Dr. Musa, uh, Dr. Muhammad Abu Musa, who's a famous scholar in Egypt at the moment. Um, yeah, so there are some of these books, but impact of the Quran on the Arabs at the time. I don't know any specific book on that specific topic that you're asking for, but generally that's what the books of Ijaz. So what you want to look for is the books of, I don't know, do you know Arabic? Or what you can do is you can actually go to Sapiens Institute, and they've got a lot of they've done a lot of articles on these kind of topics that you can check out yourself. Um, but there are a lot of books in Arabic. Yeah, definitely. I was listening to a story about Al Jahiz recently. The Khalifa invited him and said, "Should I give you a today?" He replied, "If you like." A today. The Khalifa brought a female servant and said to her, "Jahiz is now your master." Upon looking at Jahiz's face, she started crying profusely. She remained weeping for some time, and the Khalif ordered her to be taken away. At this point, the Khalif said, "Do you mind if I replace the gift?" At which he said he didn't mind. Then the Khalif said, "You know, this female servant did something I didn't like, so I wanted to teach her a lesson, so I showed her to you." At this point, Al Jahiz laughed and said, "Yeah, Amir, if it was so, you should have told me before, before coming to your court. I was well dressed up. If I had known, I would have not bothered. I would have." Yeah, a lot of stories about Jahid like that. It's a funny one, that is. A classmate of mine does the same: big breakfast and dinner, no lunch, just naps in the lunch. Yeah, good idea. For me, if I skip lunch, I start getting lethargic. Yeah, so some people's metabolism is quite fast, so they have to eat on a regular basis in the day, and that's fine. Relics of Islam, ahlan wa sahlan, wa alaikum assalam. Kazmataz, wa alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan, my brother. Hit the like button, guys, if you haven't hit the like button. Oh, by the way, I am actually collecting for someone in Pakistan who needs, a lady who's quite poor. She needs money for an eye operation. Right, she's poor, she's zakat eligible, and I'm actually collecting money for her. So I've actually got a link that you can, if anyone wants to share it with anyone, then please do share it with others. So it's something which I think I personally I personally really want to help that woman. So inshallah, I'm going to be donating as well. But if there is anyone that wants to donate or knows anyone else, you can share the link with them, inshallah. So this is a poor lady, uh, and there should be the link there. Yeah, there's the link. Yeah, this is the link. So if anyone wants to help her, you can donate wherever you like, and zakat eligible as well. If you know anyone else who wants to donate, inshallah, we can help her, because if she doesn't have the treatment done for her eyes, she's going to go blind for the rest of her life. And rather than letting her go blind, I think if something that we can help with, I think it should be done, inshallah. So if I can't put foot in the sink, can I cup water and pour? Yes, you can. You can do that, inshallah. You can do that. All right. Going Umrah on Tuesday, mashallah. Request for du'as. My mother-in-law is waiting for you to come over for dawat after I'm back. Inshallah. Definitely, my brother. Definitely. Me and you will go, and we'll have your mother-in-law's nice food, inshallah. Inshallah. Right. So I'm going to make him dua that you come back from Umrah quick. So remember saying your du'as as well when you're there in Umrah. And remember, if you have any questions as well about Umrah, then you can always ask me about that. You can use a mini water spray and use it to wash your feet. Yeah, you can use. You can buy a mist spray where you pump it, you press it, and it just releases like continuous water at good speed. Ustad, I want to hear you read this Urdu shair. It's one of my favorites. है जहल में सब आलिम हो ओ जाहिल Ham sar at. So let me reading the English translation is quite hard for me. So let me have a go. Hey jahal mein sab alim o jahil हम सर आता नहीं फर्क इसके सिवा उनमें नजर आलिम को है इल्म अपनी नादानी का जाहिल को नहीं जहल की कुछ अपने खबर. Okay, let's just read that a bit loud then. So hey jahal में सब आलिम और जाहिल हम सर आता नहीं फर्क इसके सिवा उनमें नजर आलिम को है इल्म अपनी नादानी का जाहिल को नहीं जहल की कुछ अपने खबर. Okay, so basically what he's saying is, so everyone is an alim in being jahil basically. हम सर आता nahi farq iske. So the person who is on that same level can't tell the difference. So everyone who's at the same level, they can't tell the difference between who's a jahil or not. सिवा उनमें नजर आलिम को है सिवा उनमें नजर आलिम को है इल्म अपनी नादानी का जाहिल को नहीं. ओके जहल की कुछ अपने खबर. Okay, so सिवा उनमें नजर आलिम को है. So besides नजर में नजर आलिम को है. So was it so besides सिवा उनमें नजर आलिम को है. So besides that he only the alim can see. इल्म अपनी नादानी का जाहिल को नहीं. इल्म अपनी नादानी का. Okay, and the last two lines. इल्म अपनी नादानी का जाहिल को नहीं जहल की कुछ अपने खबर. Okay, so the last two lines, I haven't got that fully. So what's the translation? The last two lines. Okay, है जहल में सब आलिम हो जाहिल हम सर आता नहीं फर्क इसके सिवा उनमें नजर आलिम को है इल्म अपनी नादानी का जाहिल. इल्म अपनी नादानी का जाहिल को नहीं जहल की कुछ अपने खबर. This is the last two lines. I haven't got that. The poem is talking about Ibn Sina quote versus compounded ignorance. Those who know of their jahal versus those who don't know of their jahal. Yeah. So yeah, I can see that it's murakkab jahal murakkab, but इल्म अपनी नादानी का जाहिल को नहीं. नादानी का जाहिल को नहीं जहल की कुछ अपने खबर. First sentence ends at hamsar. Okay, so I'm reading it wrong. है जहल में सब आलिम और जाहिल हमसर आता नहीं फर्क इसके सिवा उनमें नजर आलिम को है इल्म अपनी नादानी का जाहिल को नहीं जहल की. Okay, I see. I was reading it wrong. Okay, so I was reading it. Basically, it's where the full stop is, isn't it? Yeah, I see. Okay, now I get it. Yes. Yeah, so है जहल में सब आलिम और जाहिल हमसर आता नहीं फर्क इसके सिवा उनमें नजर आलिम को है इल्म अपनी नादानी का जाहिल को नहीं जहल की कुछ अपनी खबर. Well done, shabash. Excellent. Okay. Moon, how do I properly clean myself after urinating using tissue paper? So basically, if you're using tissue paper, you basically dry yourself with the tissue, and then ideally you should use water after that. First sentence ends at hamsad. Yeah, I think that's the mistake I was making. If a person can't do doc, what's that? No, that is. And 2 drops fall off and he pours the spray over his foot. Is that okay, even if he knows he hasn't touched all parts of the foot? No, he has to touch all parts. All parts of the foot must become wet. The YouTube chat formatted it wrong. Yeah, I think it came out wrong. Second one ends at nazar. Should probably send it separately. The poem is talking about. Now, what this means is that everyone is ignorant, whether they are alim or jahil, and the only difference between them is that the alim knows about the limitations of the intellect, Ignorance unaware. Yeah, I finally got it. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, you know me reading Urdu, English Urdu, I find that quite difficult. I can read the Urdu in Urdu script, but reading in English Urdu, yeah, I find that I need to improve my Urdu English script reading transliteration. Anyway, guys, Sheikh Haider Ali was asking about the cause you mentioned. The cause. Oh, the cause. Yeah, the cause basically is there's a lady in Pakistan who I know, and she's quite elderly, and she needs basically £2,500 is needed for the operation, and she's poor, she can't afford it, and basically, if she doesn't have the operation done, she's gonna lose her eyesight. That's what it is. So she's a zakat eligible. Inshallah, I'm going to be donating as well. So I thought I'd make a page, a donation page, and I put the link up. The link's there on the screen. The old lady operation. You got most right. It's everyone is alim in the ignorance, oh my ignorant rival. There's no difference in between them except alim knows of his ignorance and jahil knows has no news of his ignorance. Yeah, finally got it in the sixth attempt. Assalamu alaikum. In the Maliki school, the dalk is wajib. In wudu, is it mustahab? Oh, you mean dalk? It was Haider saying dalk. Yeah, so sometimes when you guys write something, I can't tell if you're writing it in English or you're writing in Arabic. Right, so according to, I don't know if in the Maliki mazhab if it's wajib or not. But if it is, Hanafis, no, it's not considered wajib. It's just considered recommended. Yeah, so basically, if you dipped your hand in a pool of water and you took it out, your washing is done. Okay, guys. All right. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you very much for watching this video and keeping me company for the past hour. Inshallah, I will see you guys tomorrow for question and answer time, live stream, and have a wonderful. If I don't see you, have a wonderful week. Check out the videos that I've made and join the Telegram if you want to stay updated with all the latest. Inshallah, and that's it, guys. So take care. Remember in your du'as. There's ikhtilaf between Maliki regarding Dalq, I believe. Yeah, I'm not too sure about the Maliki position. Jazakallah khair, you're welcome, about being wajib, yeah. Alright, guys, take care, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.